Bienvenue à toi, future génération.
Depuis 150 ans, je te parle de changer le monde.
Promis, cette fois, je ne partirai pas dans une longue démonstration.
On dit que j'ai la grosse tête?
Je préfère dire que j'ai des ambitions.
Celle d'une école créée pour comprendre le monde,
ses complexités, ses failles, ses enjeux,
ses bizarreries.
Et l'aider à aller un peu mieux.
Mes recherches parlent d'histoire,
de sciences politiques
et d'économie.
D'environnement, de numérique.
De droit, de sociologie.
Un regard international.
L'amour de l'art.
De la philosophie.
Pour toi, j'ai réinventé mes enseignements.
Car au-delà des théories et des principes un peu ronflants, je veux que tu comprennes.
Que tu apprennes en pratiquant.
J'ai aussi beaucoup appris de toi.
De tes débats, de tes colères, de tes combats.
J'ai voulu porter tes causes vers le futur, je t'ai suivi.
Je n'ai pas vieilli, je me suis bonifié.
Et c'est toujours toi qui m'aide à construire ce que je suis.
Je ne suis pas Science Pipo, je suis la liberté d'expression.
Je suis l'égalité des genres.
Je suis l'égalité des chances.
Pour toi, j'ai voulu casser l'injustice de la naissance, l'élitisme, les faux discours.
Et comme tu étais partout, je suis venue à ta rencontre.
J'ai appris tes langues, intégré tes visions.
Accueilli ceux qui t'ont inspiré.
Un peu trop parisienne, un peu trop Saint-Germain-des-Prés.
Aux quatre coins de la France, je me suis posée.
De Nancy à Menton, de Dijon à Reims.
Du Havre à Poitiers.
Et comme on ne refait pas le monde qu'à coups d'idées, je me suis réinventé pour t'apprendre des métiers.
Journaliste, acteur des villes.
Chef d'entreprise, poète.
Showrunner ou magistrate.
Exploratrice, humoriste.
Diplomate.
Politique, humanitaire.
Slammer ou avocate.
Et toujours cette volonté de te faire changer le monde.
Pour ceux d'après,
ceux qui viendront dans ton sillon.
Car tu seras un bon ancêtre.
Pour tes futures générations.
Bonsoir. Good evening. Dear President Matis Vishera, dear Provost Sergei Guriev, dear Dean Arantxa Gonzalez, dear distinguished guests, family and friends of the PSIA graduates, dear dream team of PSIA, dear Sciences Po colleagues and friends, welcome one and all to this, the 2023 graduation ceremony for Sciences Po's Paris School of International Affairs. My name's Mark Maloney. I'm the Vice Dean and Executive Director of the Paris School of International Affairs, and it's my great privilege and honor to be your Master of Ceremonies this evening. This magnificent hall of the Philharmonie de Paris attracts the most talented musicians and performers from across the world, making it the perfect venue to host the ceremony of graduation for the Paris School, which attracts students from across the world from over 100 nationalities. Indeed, we've just shared the exquisite performance of the Sciences Polyphonie, a new student association that's to promote and disseminate classical music at Sciences Po. And in keeping with its missions, tonight's performance merged two professional artists from the Orchestre National de France, the violinist Elisabeth Glab and the violist Ingrid Lormand, with three students, Eugénie Padot, who was on the cello, and two of our graduates tonight from PSIA, Marie Brett, who is on the piano and will be graduating later in the Masters of Human Rights and Humanitarian Action, and Hugo Pananonc, who is on the piano, will also be graduating tonight in the Masters of International Governance and Diplomacy, and is indeed the founder of the Sciences Polyphonie. Dear graduates, dear class of 2023, I didn't forget you, I was just waiting. The day you've worked so incredibly hard is finally here. The school leaders are here to confirm it. Your family and your loved ones are here to witness it. Congratulations, félicitations. Tonight, you are about to graduate from Sciences Po and its Paris School of International Affairs. Your time with us has been challenging. And whilst we've just experienced our first normal year in the past 5, we're very conscious of the fact that each of you has been infected in one way or another by the COVID pandemic, which brought challenges for each of the previous 3 years. And we remain amazed at the way that you, our students then, responded to what were truly exceptional circumstances and cannot be prouder of how this reflects the values of our school and the PSIA community. But your time with us was, of course, so much more than an unprecedented show of resilience. To satisfy your degree requirements, you completed a heavy workload. You've acquired a diversity of experiences, you've challenged and been challenged, and you have built strong networks. And it's for these reasons that we're all very much looking forward to watching each and every one of you come across this stage this evening. Over the course of this evening's ceremony, you'll be presented individually according to your degree specialization. Between these presentations, we'll hear from our institutional leaders. We'll share a few short videos. There'll be a distinguished guest of honor who will be introduced a little bit later, and there will also be a speech from 2 of the representatives of the graduating class. This evening's ceremony is being live streamed on Sciences Po YouTube for those who cannot be with us, and for them we say hello. And with them in mind, I encourage you to tweet your messages and your photos by using the hashtag CPOGrad2023, which I hope is appearing on the screen behind me. So, let's get started. Please give a warm welcome to our first speaker, Sciences Po's Provost, Professor Sergei Guryev.
Thank you, Mark. Dear Director of Sciences Po, dear Matthias, dear Sciences Po colleagues, dear guests, and most importantly, dear graduating students. It's a great honor and joy for me to welcome you to this graduation ceremony of the Paris School of International Affairs, our most favorite school at Sciences Po. This is my first my first graduating ceremony as a provost, but I've been teaching at Sciences Po since 2013, and so I know how important this day is for you, and how proud your parents and friends are of you. And they should be. They should be proud of you. As Mark said, you've accomplished a lot. Sciences Po, and especially PSIA, is a demanding and selective school. So today is a moment to look back at those years of hard work and to celebrate. But today is also a moment to look forward to the future that is yours to create, yours to build. Our job at Sciences Po has been to equip you with skills and knowledge for you to succeed in our complex and challenging world. And now it is for you, not for us, but for you to use those tools, and not just to get ahead in your professional career, but also to build a meaningful and impactful life, to contribute to the common good and just to be happy. Today is also a moment of sadness. You students are the reason why we work at Sciences Po. We love you, and we will be missing you. But we hope to see you again. We are your alma mater, and you should know that we are your second family, and you will always be welcome back to Sciences Po. With questions and problems that we may be able to help you solve, with ideas for collaboration, and potentially for continuing your education. But before parting our ways, let's indeed celebrate and enjoy this wonderful evening together. Welcome to the graduating ceremony for PSIA 2023.
Thank you very much, Sergei, for these wonderful words of welcome. Before I invite our next speaker to the stage, I just want to double check that we've actually got everyone here we need to. I'm not going to run through the 10 master's programs which we're eventually going to call to the stage later on, but we at PSIA, we also like to think of our students in terms of the geographical places where they come from, and there are essentially 3 major groups. So let's see who's here from each of these groups. Si vous êtes français, faire du bruit. Pas mal. Pas mal. If you're not French but European, and here of course the Brits can decide whether they want to be in or out, make some noise. And the last group, which is the slightly largest of the group and also the widest in terms, is the whole rest of the world. If you're from the rest of the world, let's hear ya. Voilà. Seems to me now the stage is ready for me to call upon the director of Sciences Po, Mathis Bichera.
My dear friends, one last test. One last test. Graduates, are you in the room? And parents and friends and families, are you in the room? I have to confess, this is my 4th ceremony in 2 days. In 2 days, and I guess it will be the best. Dear Provost, dear Sergei Guriev, dear Dean of PSIA, dear Arantxa Gonzalez, dear Vice Dean of PSIA, dear Mark Maloney, dear professors and dear colleagues from Sciences Po, dear parents, dear graduates, I will switch from French to English and to English to French. I have to say, I'm jealous. Je suis jaloux de vous. Parce que moi, quand j'ai été diplômé en 2000, il n'y avait pas de philharmonie. My parents were not in the room. Et je n'avais pas d'écharpe rouge. Et puis par ailleurs, en 2000, c'est votre date de naissance. Et moi, j'ai été diplômé en 2000. Donc ça me donne un petit coup de vieux. Mes chers amis, c'était il y a 2, 3, 4, 5 ou 6 ans et vous attendiez les résultats de votre admission à Sciences Po. Vous étiez inquiet, voire fébrile. Vous affichiez parfois une fausse sérénité ou une solide confiance. Vos parents feignaient de ne pas se ronger les sangs. Vos frères et sœurs, vos grands-parents vous disaient « Tu es tellement intelligent, tu as tellement un bon niveau que, évidemment, Sciences Po, c'est pour toi. » Bref, vous attendiez. And then, you were accepted at Sciences Po. Teasing spirits might say that there are only 2 good times at Sciences Po: matriculation and graduation. But I do hope you have found other moments of satisfaction. For instance, you have discovered wonderful campuses in Paris and in other cities in France. You had some commitments in different initiatives and student associations. And last but not least, friendships, loves, sorrows, and happiness. And then, because this is our duty, on top of these experiences, you have studied, read, learned, tried to understand, been challenged. You have debated, experimented, and discovered. Les enseignantes et les enseignants de Sciences Po ont eu évidemment d'abord pour tâche de vous apprendre des savoirs et des méthodes. Mais plus fondamentalement, je pense, ils vous ont aidé aussi à vous construire intellectuellement, afin de vous préparer au mieux à vos futures missions. As you know, our mission statement, the mission statement of Sciences Po is understand our times, make a difference. Sciences Po's ambition has always been to engage closely with contemporary issues, while striving to go beyond accepted knowledge conceived in the past for yesterday's world. We do have an interdisciplinary approach, which is very unique. And this interdisciplinary approach is so valuable in regards to the complexity of the world. À Sciences Po, nous assumons des tensions. Une tension entre le proche et le lointain. Une tension entre l'immédiatement utile et le durablement fécond. Une tension enfin entre ce qui professionnalise vite et ce qui donne des compétences de long terme pour se préparer à l'imprévisible. Car se préparer à l'imprévisible, c'est aussi ce que vous allez devoir faire dans les années qui viennent. Ce n'est pas chose aisée. Les temps actuels sont parfois désespérants. Il y a beaucoup de raisons de douter. J'ai évidemment une pensée en ce moment pour la tragédie que représente la mort de Naël à Nanterre et l'état de tension de notre pays à la suite de cette perte et de cette faute irréparable. Mais cela n'altère pas ces difficultés, ma conviction profonde que c'est à Sciences Po que l'on trouve les outils, les enseignants, les communautés pour faire face aux défis contemporains. To understand our times and their social transformations, I'm thinking about what Bruno Latour called the new climate regime. We need to adapt and renew our academic offer. Nous allons accélérer cette ambition pour celles et ceux qui vont vous succéder. Climate change has to do with ethics, but it has to do also with professional requirements. Que vous travaillez dans le domaine de la diplomatie, le secteur humanitaire ou la politique économique internationale, la formation aux enjeux des transformations environnementales sera une compétence essentielle dans vos futurs métiers. It's no longer a question of adding a few courses on the environmental crisis. We need to profoundly rethink and even transform academic disciplines and knowledge. We are striving to implement this as a part of a program that will reshape our teaching and research to meet the challenges of the climate crisis. There is another point I would like to emphasize at this farewell ceremony, an issue that lies at the very heart of our identity, academic freedom and the ethics of debate. Sciences Po is a unique institution where every day students from 150 nations discuss and work together. This is really unique. We aim to increase this openness and inclusion by setting up a scheme to welcome and train young refugees from many countries, from Syria, from Ukraine, from Afghanistan. Because at Sciences Po, we speak all languages, we welcome all people and all ideas. Sciences Po is proud to bring together a very broad spectrum of opinions and convictions and strive to ensure that they coexist peacefully and respectfully. Bien entendu, il ne faut pas se bercer d'illusions. Il y a parmi nous des tensions, des oppositions, des excès. C'est normal. Nous avons des milliers d'étudiants, des centaines et des centaines de professeurs et de salariés, et tout ça ne produit pas ipso facto de l'affectio societatis, de la tolérance et de l'harmonie. C'est la raison pour laquelle retrouver une éthique du débat est une condition fondamentale de la vie en société. Et ce sera aussi votre mission. Et je sais pouvoir compter sur vous, car une récente enquête a montré que pour 90% d'entre vous, la tolérance à l'égard des idées contraires aux vôtres est une valeur cardinale. C'est sur cela que pourra résider une concorde. And this is why we have set up also some structures to support and reinforce our principles of inclusion and tolerance. And we wanted also to tackle discriminations. Ce sont les mêmes principes qui nous animaient lorsque nous avons créé notre dispositif en matière d'égalité des chances il y a plus de 20 ans. Nous avons dès cette année, augmenté de 50% le nombre d'élèves venant des conventions d'éducation prioritaire. En 3 ans, nous avons doublé le nombre de lycées partenaires. Et nous l'avons fait au moment même où l'Amérique prenait un chemin totalement opposé, puisque, comme vous le savez, avant-hier, la Cour suprême des États-Unis a pris la décision de bannir la discrimination positive de la procédure de sélection des universités américaines. À Sciences Po, nous faisons exactement l'inverse. Mais, mes chers amis, j'interromps là mon sermon. I have no lessons to give to your generation that demonstrates boldness, stamina and courage, particularly with regard to environmental issues and equality. My generation, and the ones before have failed. We have failed. And this is the reason why we count on you now. Nous avons beaucoup à apprendre et tant à espérer de vous. D'ailleurs, mes chers amis, revenons-en à vous, car il s'agit bien là de l'essentiel. Il y a une forme de nostalgie dans cette cérémonie, mais nous devons aussi avoir le regard tourné vers l'avenir. Now, dear graduates, you will be joining a community of over 100,000 alumni. Et si vous êtes actuellement dans le doute, l'incertitude sur ce que vous allez faire après, rassurez-vous, moi aussi, je ne sais pas ce que je ferai après Sciences Po. But in any event, a vast horizon of possibilities is opening up before you. Just as 70% of you came to Sciences Po from abroad, 70% of you will go on to work outside France. So it's not just the fate of the nation that's in your hands, but definitely the future of the world. And we need you to take the lead. We need you to take the lead, each in your own field. You might be an advisor or a diplomat seeking to influence the political debate. Maybe you are looking to make companies more truly socially and environmentally responsible. You could be a consultant helping organizations adapt to the transformation of our world, or even a civil servant protecting and promoting the common good. Perhaps, lastly, you will be an analyst, researcher, or entrepreneur. Whatever your role, you will be able to identify and manage the world's conundrums. Il vous faudra choisir, ce qui signifie parfois échouer, souvent réussir. La vie est ainsi faite. Il ne faut pas s'en émouvoir. J'ai en tête ces belles lignes de Mohamed Mbougarsar, notre écrivain en résidence. On m'avertissait, peut-être ne réussiras-tu jamais. Oui, possible, disais-je, mais la vie n'est rien d'autre que le trait d'union du mot peut-être. Je tente de marcher sur ce mince tiret. Chers diplômés, il n'y a pas de carrière toute tracée. Il n'y a pas de carrière toute tracée. Il n'y a pas non plus de vie bien rangée. Vous exercerez des fonctions dans des secteurs professionnels dont vous n'avez même pas idée et qui, pour certains d'entre eux, n'existent pas encore. Vous apprendrez beaucoup sur les autres, sur vous. Vous ferez des rencontres, vous serez aux proies en doute, mais vous connaîtrez aussi, j'en suis sûr, des succès éclatants. But that's all to come, and for the time being, we simply want to enjoy this moment, the joy of being together with your friends, with your family. I would like to address them now. Ladies and gentlemen, fathers, mothers, uncles, aunts, grandparents, friends, and godparents, you are with your child or protégé today, and I know how strong your emotions are today. I would just like you to invite you to take a deep breath. Look around this room full of young people ready to change the world, and take an instant to remember that moment. Remember the years spent protecting them, being with them through the good times and the bad, seeking the right distance, the right words. That ceremony is definitely an important moment in their lives, but it's also a tipping point for you. Today, we also celebrate you. Dear graduates, it's time to applaud your families. And there is another family. I would like to thank and to salute the communities of Sciences Po, your Dean, Arantxa Gonzalez, your Vice Dean, Marc Maloney, your teachers, the teaching and administrative teams. To conclude, my dear friends, you will continue to be among us, but in a different role. Vous reviendrez pour enseigner, vous reviendrez peut-être pour embaucher des élèves de Sciences Po, pour en prendre en stage. En tout cas, votre alma mater sera toujours là pour vous. Chers diplômés, mes chers amis, c'était il y a 2, 3, 4, 5 ou 6 ans, et vous nous avez confié un peu de votre jeunesse. Nous vous la rendons en souhaitant que le temps passé avec nous vous aura été profitable. Face aux orages du temps et aux promesses du monde, nous attendons beaucoup de vous. Saisissez-vous de notre avenir. Seize our future. Et enfin, nous espérons que bien des années plus tard, comme Frédéric Moreau à la fin de l'éducation sentimentale, vous direz à vos amis, à vos parents, à vos proches, c'est là ce que nous avons eu de meilleur. Je vous remercie. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Matthias, for these important words for our graduates. Before we start the process of welcoming the graduates across the stage, we're going to show you a short video of the Paris School of International Affairs.
My 2 years at PSIA solidified for me that I want to work in a job that has impact on policies that impact individuals.
It's a very career-focused and practice-focused university. We have a third semester dedicated for you to do an internship.
The practical aspect was really important to me. I was really looking to start working after my program, and I loved the fact that the program was going to give me the tools to really go into a professional environment and succeed.
Being able to learn directly from professors who worked in institutions at the highest levels of government and who have dedicated their lives to service in their country of origin or at the EU level really highlighted for me how that work looks for individuals who work in those sectors.
I have learned about stakeholder management and also innovative ideas and how to bring solutions to problems in an innovative way. I've gained the skills which will help me to continue and boost the organization or the project I'm starting in Africa, which is solving the crisis of hunger in the refugee camps.
Professionally, being at Sciences Po has allowed me to explore so many different career paths. I have worked in both a French company and an international organization, which has really allowed me to discover many different topics in different contexts. And I think what is most important is the fact that Sciences Po has really helped to plant a seed of curiosity in me to be brave and go out there to discover new topics and to really dive deep and to figure out what I really want to pursue.
I think that I've gained a lot, especially in terms of how I'm going to be able to engage with others from this program, especially in terms of being able to communicate with others and also understand the different perspectives that people might be bringing to the table, not just because of their individual personal backgrounds, but also different country and cultural contexts that factor in the ways that we could all learn from one another.
The skills I've gained are so amazing, and also the students are meeting those who have their personal organizations and also the case studies. I've gathered enough experience which will definitely help me, and I feel so grateful so far for this first year that I've spent at Sciences Po.
Voila. For those parents and families and friends who didn't know exactly what their children were doing, hopefully now you have a better sense of that. The first master's we're going to present this evening is the Master's in International Security. Before I invite the platform party up, I wanted to do two things. First of all, if any students graduates arrived a little bit late and aren't in their places, please come down towards the front and we'll make sure that you get into the queue in the right order to be presented. So that's the first thing. And the second thing I just want to explain, since this is the first program we're going to call Graduates From, is how exactly it works. So the graduates will be announced by their academic teams, name by name, obviously. They will enter the stage on the sides. They will come around, and on this side, my right, your left, they'll be presented by the Dean of PSIA, Arantxa Gonzalez, a card called the Satisfecit, which congratulates them for being graduated, and they get the famous red scarf of Sciences Po. And on this side, they'll be presented with the same two elements by the director of Sciences Po, Matthias Vischera. And so let me welcome to the stage our platform party, Arantxa Gonzalez, Matthias Vischera, and the two academic advisors, Lamisa Zab and Danielle Rodriguez.
Sophie Aroup.
Marquise Akambambono.
Anne-Sophie Amdal.
Kim Bachmann.
Aman Badami.
Tilila Sara Bakrim.
Carolina Barillas.
Anna Barake.
Eugénie Bazuyo.
Pierre-Emmanuel Biette.
Aaron Björk.
Nicolas Blumenthal.
Marisol Boutonnet.
Céline Bratke.
Chloé Bresson.
Stérène Briand.
Harold Brickler.
Éléonore Brocard.
Lise Butin.
Maria Paula Canseco Robles.
Camille Capel.
Paul Chambaud.
Crystal Shen.
Axel Chiaruzzi.
Pierre Corpel.
Anastasia Cusino.
Despoina Damianidou.
Norman De Castro.
Gianni De Gennaro.
Kittery de Trogoff.
Abigail Danner.
Victor Dimas.
Kili Dion.
Jonathan Downs.
Katarina Dudovikova.
Nour Eid.
Joris Erlima.
Vanessa Eng.
Sukena Fall.
Réa Fano de la Hori.
Valérie Favret.
Fiona Feller.
Paul Floquet.
Ludovic Francis.
Lily Frèrbeau.
Alice Gagliano.
Benedetta Galeazzi.
Mina Genser.
Kom Gojkovic Lete.
Maria Francisca Gonçalves.
Luke Hartower.
Anne Hunihan.
Chloé Jamais.
Joseph Jarouche.
Jean.
Suraya Karam.
Louise Kern.
Leonard Kirsting.
Kevin Killerich.
I'm pausing for regulation, like the French subway. Valentine Laval.
Madeleine Lepage.
Rachel Liss.
Ainoa Lissarag.
Charlotte Lison.
Pauline Lombard.
Célia Lou Philippe.
David Ludesher.
Ilmari Luna.
Rajkanya Mahapatra.
Ma Gianella Mangalindan.
Alizé Marchand.
Sara Marelli.
Oriane Matera.
Adrien Moget.
Kevin McGuinness.
Hannah McKinley.
Danny Mesta.
Hiba Miziane.
Philippe Michel.
Tudor Morariu Brinzey.
Geoffroy Mordelais.
Naomi Moreno.
Sitske Mushuldayev.
Konstantinos Papadopoulos.
Lucas Papafazileo.
Joel Patterson.
José Joaquín Pérez Mora.
Mathilde Philippon.
Marine Pichon.
Manon Vincent.
Vasiliki Plesia.
Clémence Pochke.
Charlotte Poirier.
Julien Botin.
Ugne Prokopavichute.
Elena Maria Puri.
Monika Rangelova.
Ena Rizvic.
Iago Rodríguez Clemente.
Fabian Lucas Romero Meraner.
Kim Sassi.
Yeva Salnaite.
Juan Tomás Sánchez.
Amélie Segla.
Deshana Shah.
Shravan Krishnan Sharma.
Hashim Shubar.
Nawal Solh.
Ollie Summers.
Bogumila Soroka.
Alouette Steen van Omerin.
Yasmina Sute.
Fatih Sharon Silla.
Mahalet Tadas.
Daryl Tan.
Alexandre Thomas.
Ana Sofia Thomas Ibarra.
Borbala Anna Tot.
Monder Tunsi.
Noor Trabelsi.
Alexandre Tsintsatse.
Samuel Turnbull.
Luca Maria Urbonaite.
Mirto Vamvakudi.
Diana Vasconcelos.
Isha Verma.
Raphaël Véron.
Darwin Vesser.
Pauline Voisin.
Leonidas Vrailas.
Yu Xiang Wang.
Inès Vatrin.
Léonore Veillersal.
Clara Wilhelm.
Jana Werner.
Benjamin Voucher.
Xuan Kai Zhang.
Larissa Zutter. And now, we will be calling the students who graduate with the honor of cum laude. Beatriz Adel Quezada, cum laude.
Saya Alceran, cum laude.
Dia Buptan, cum laude.
Konstantin Burutchev, cum laude.
Amir Shuktai, cum laude.
Lorenzo Kripa, cum laude.
Clara Désirée Delphin Schubert, cum laude.
Camilla Johnson, cum laude.
Adrien Joanna, cum laude.
Leila Len, cum laude.
Stéphanie Lizzo, cum laude.
Martin Holmes, cum laude.
Royer Romero, cum laude.
Ksenija Sizonova.
Marion Soran, cum laude.
Tania Villanueva Heredia, cum laude.
And now, the students who graduate with the honor of summa cum laude. Camille Ford, summa cum laude.
Joanna Gurmal, summa cum laude.
Normally, we've now had all of the students from the Masters in International Security. Please tell us if you haven't come up on stage. Great. So I can please invite the platform party to take their seats. And congratulations to all the graduates of the Masters in International Security. It's my great pleasure now to call upon two of the graduates of today's class of 2023, who I'll introduce before I ask them to come up on the stage. And they're here to give voice to all of you and what they've experienced as an indication of some of the things that you hopefully will be able to resonate with. The first student is Shamima Oshikobekova. And she's from Tajikistan. And before she came to us, she'd already completed a master's degree in politics and security at the OSCE Academy in Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan. She also came with 5 years of fieldwork experience at UNICEF, the German development agency GIZ, and the AKDN. And it was driven by her desire for another deep dive into development and gender studies that she's going to be graduating today in the Masters of International Development, and during which time she spent her 3rd semester doing an internship at the Central Asia unit of the OECD's Eurasia Division. And the other graduate, who's going to come up in a second, is Bilen Barzaghi, an Italian from Bologna. Who, before joining the Masters in International Governance and Diplomacy, spent 3 years in London and did an exchange also in Santiago de Chile. At the core of her interest is the fight against social exclusion, and innovation. And in the various roles she's played at the British Parliament, Citizens UK, and UNESCO, she sought to strengthen citizens' participation in achieving positive changes through empowerment and information. Please welcome to the stage Shamima and Bilen.
Well, thank you very much, Mark. Even though I'm standing here in front of all of you and about to give the graduation speech, like most of you, I imagine, I still cannot believe that this day has come. Nor can I believe that a girl from Khorog, a small town in the mountains of Tajikistan, which I also expect none of you have ever heard of before, has now graduated from one of the world's leading universities, Sciences Po. I'm sure that each of us students graduating today have a colorful story to tell, one that probably has its ups and downs. I know that for us, it's not just about getting a master's degree. It's about fulfilling our hopes and aspirations. I have to say, our stories are definitely not an easy journey. Each of us had had our battles, sacrifice, and struggles. Many have been away from their families. Others have applied and gone through a very hard application process and battled visa and other bureaucratic challenges. There are also those like me who had to go through an extremely competitive selection process to get a scholarship, as without it, I would have never been able to finance my studies. Even harder is the fact that I have been away from my little girl, my Zarastine. Thank you. And the rest of my family for the last 2 years. And I promise you, no word in the world can convey how hard this experience was for us. But I came to Sciences Po with a dream. And I hope that when my daughter grows up, she will be proud of me, because this university has opened doors for the two of us that once seemed impossible. Thank you. I would like to share 3 main lessons that I learned from my story. First, never ever give up on your dreams. I made it here despite all the challenges and difficulties because I believe in my aspirations and I follow my dreams. Second, the importance and power of education. If I did not have access to education, none of this would have happened. Unfortunately, worldwide, millions of girls are denied the basic human right to education. So I would like to take this opportunity to point out again how vital this topic is and encourage those who can to do their part in providing opportunities for girls and women. Education empowers girls and women, enabling them to overcome the difficulties that lie in their way with confidence in their own strength. I would like to use the words of a Persian poet and philosopher, Nasir Khosrav, to reiterate the importance of knowledge. He wrote, "Make a shield from knowledge, for there is no stronger shield against calamities. Whosoever owns the shield of knowledge will not suffer from the blows of time." And lastly, and most importantly, the vital role of our families and loved ones. I wouldn't be standing here in front of you if it wasn't for the support of the most loving parents in the world. They have been the most caring supporters to me and my daughter all the way. They're watching me online from Tajikistan, so I would like to tell them thank you so much. Nanjun, tajen kolog bisor, uzum tamasar labjij, ikam fuk tama khairat barakat tama doyen kate, jijun tama. Dear graduates, that was in my native language, by the way, Shogni. Dear graduates, today is a day to celebrate, but it is just a milestone on the journey, not the destination. For some of us, we still have lots to overcome, because our next step is not just about getting a job, it's also about fitting in. Even though with our degree from Sciences Po, our work experiences, our language skills, and our experience of living and engaging with different cultures, some of us will struggle simply because many organizations only hire people from their member countries and many others require a work permit. I'm sure we will overcome all these difficulties, otherwise we wouldn't be here, would we? But I hope that these barriers can be rethought or reduced, if not eliminated, because I certainly wouldn't mind taking a break from this endless process of overcoming challenges. If and when any of us gets the chance to remove such barriers in our future jobs, please think of the little girls like mine and let's try to make their journey easier. Let me end by offering thanks to all our professors and the entire Sciences Po community for all the efforts and everything that they have done for us. Thank you so much. Class of 2023, this is it. Congratulations. Enjoy today fully, and please be proud of yourself. Thank you. Good luck.
Hey, Mom. I made it. First of all, congratulations to all of you, all of us, for being here. Now, why am I speaking to you today? So, a classmate and friend of mine sent me the call for being the student of honor, telling me that I should go for it, as I'm the quote-unquote glue that brings us students and friends together. Throughout time, I've come to realize that I really like gathering people, bringing people together, empowering them, and sometimes even advocating for them. I've been building bridges within my family, friends, colleagues, since a very young age. And attending Sciences Po has been a stepping stone in bringing that commitment to an even greater level, allowing us all to come into contact with communities from all around the world, interacting with decision makers, learning from exceptional leaders and great humans. And now, what's next? Well, we have a wide range of options coming out of Sciences Po, right? Can you imagine? We have the privilege to choose. We have the privilege to try, to fail, to choose the cause we want to fight for, to choose the mission we want to stand up for. This privilege is a very big responsibility. We do not choose where we're born, we do not choose the hemisphere, nor the country, nor the family we're born in. So, considering that we all start our life path with different opportunities, I call all of you, all of us, to contribute to bridging this gap, this really unjust, this really frustrating gap. Wherever we end up, let's just always keep this in the back of our minds. Let's use our privilege and creativity to create a society with less inequality and violence. Let's use our privilege to give that chance, that opportunity of shaping one's own future to as many people as possible. Let's raise our voices in the name of our values, but also in the name of those who, not always, for political, personal, or socioeconomic reasons, have the privilege to. Let's unite in this fight. Let's use the same sense of community we have created at Sciences Po out there too. Let's stay in touch. Let's not forget our mission. Let's not allow the glue that brings us together to dry up. Thank you.
Thank you so much to Shamim and Bilen for sharing with us their experiences, but also to obviously their thoughts going forward, important messages for all of us. We now transition with a short video to recap the year that's been at Sciences Po.
Europas Seele ist die Toleranz.
I urge you never to give up. Never abandon the ideals of mutual understanding, cooperation, and a sense of the common good.
Je vais vous faire aveuglément confiance, comme je fais aveuglément confiance dans ma mission impossible quand j'avais votre âge.
I've come here, therefore, today to talk about two words: justice and solidarity.
What we witness now is probably not as much as the clash of civilization, but rather the clash of democracy and autocracy.
Who will protect our lives from threats by defending the forest?
So as you can see, Sia was right at the heart of activities this year at Sciences Po. And that is our tradition of putting in place lots and lots of events for our students on top of their studies and their experiences. We're now ready to introduce the next set of graduates. And for this, let me first say it's the Masters in International Governance and Diplomacy. Again, if any students arrived late and weren't in the normal places, please come forward and we'll make sure you get in the right part of the queue. Let me invite to the stage our platform party, Dean Arantxa Gonzalez, Director Matthias Vischera, Mimi Mang Trentin, and Elvedina Capel.
Stephanie Alexandrova.
Shannon Armstrong.
Bilen Bagazi.
Alexandra Baskin.
Nuhaila Ben El Mourid.
Maeve Berry.
Marwan Bidwa.
Elizabeth Blackburn.
Suzanne Bonfils.
Jeanne Boudebien.
Tristan Louis Bouteille.
Benedetta Camerini.
Noemi Capelli.
Tolga Celik.
Zinia Chan.
Maëlys Chanu.
Camille Michael Chaeb.
Florian Combe.
Renaud Corniquet.
Margot Couillac.
Isidora Cobius Ruiz.
Lia de Barros Monteiro Amato.
Gia Dillon.
Romane Dideberg.
Noah Douglas.
Baudouin Ducou.
Kayla Edwards.
Mounia El Kawand.
Linus Egerhardt.
Paul Flachnecker.
Romain Fomentin.
Flynn Frolich.
Tamala Gadziv.
Colline Gailleul.
Ara Garcia Escobar Plasencia.
Adèle Goujard.
Axel Griselin.
Leandra Grisot.
Julia Goubler.
Jacob Hartley.
Daniel Have Roca.
Soniva Folgen Huesca.
Teresa Cecilia Ame Hogenhaug.
Celia Hunsu.
Jennifer Hurst.
Samuel Jimeno Martin.
Eleni Karakasidou.
Ralu Katepodi.
Anne Christian Colling.
Jennifer Sinwai Lam.
Christophe Lam.
Sik Yin. Lau.
Hannah Lemne.
Arielis Liriano.
Ke-Meng Liu.
Francesco Pietro Loi.
Luigi Lorenzini.
Yue Ma.
Quincy McShane.
Nolowen Mae.
Luliana Mada.
Hugo Marin.
Nikolai Marinichev.
Lucas Maton.
Alexandra McKenzie.
Sasha Milanova.
Tasifan Mohammad.
Liana Ndiaye.
Hugo Banonak.
Rose Person Esfandiari.
Walter Pinero Betterio.
Jade Blanc.
Augustin Vlad.
Molly Prochaska.
Hele Rahim.
Merzouk Saadi.
Masha Samkova.
Komala Vandana Somi.
Martina Sol.
William Stevenson.
Antoine Stevens.
Zain Stahl.
Gusto Zleka.
Olivier Testu.
Xisheng Wang.
Flora Marlène Willimek.
Rafiu Waru.
Yuchiao Wu.
Hainan Zhu.
Reyhan Zitouni.
And now we will be calling the students who graduate with the honor of cum laude. Lucie Delaporte.
Robert Frochlik, cum laude.
Laura Gayi, cum laude.
Saniva Svetnas Home, cum laude.
Camille Ibos, cum laude.
Pedro Labayen Herrera, cum laude.
Simone Mezabota, cum laude.
Marcel Muller, cum laude.
Nadia Picon, cum laude.
Manfredi Pozzoli, cum laude.
Ansel Schwimmer, cum laude.
Polly Tyerman, cum laude.
Now we will be calling the students who graduate with the honor of summa cum laude. Moritz Bender.
Frederic Yeris, summa cum laude.
So that brings to the end the students the graduates rather, in the Masters of International Governance and Diplomacy. And without any change to the platform party, we invite our next group of students up in the Masters of International Public Management.
Laurent Bélanger.
Anton Bento de Oliveira Neves.
Nora Hashleff.
Yeonwa Kim.
Morgan Maturan.
Clémentine Momas.
Anna Papadopoulou.
Zo Asina Racharina Rivonirina.
Manon Rolandon.
Isabelle Zmelerot.
Joanna Vagilova.
Marta Zaragoza Navarro.
Melanie Zittel. And now we will be calling the students who graduate with the honor of cum laude. Laura Klierman, cum laude. And now we'll be calling the student who graduate with the honor of summa cum laude. Lara Regazzo, summa cum laude.
And that brings to the end the Masters in International Public Management. We have a partial change to our platform party, so I invite Mimi and Elvedina to please take your seats again, and I invite to the stage for the Masters in International Economic Policy, Cecilia Baeza and Tiziana Zanirato.
Franco Maria Amboldi.
Nihat Anwar.
Simon Bommer.
Rusha Bedkar.
Friedrich Bosch.
Marta Calore.
Asheil Astrid Shi.
Elena Colonna.
Jurgis Druktenis.
Bethany Sarah Emerson.
Daria Fagioli.
Kern Martin Fastrup.
Ludovica Favarotto.
Jenny Franchi.
Francesca Fumagalli.
Giulia Maria Guerrini.
Alia Kabilbekova.
Edward Karumba.
Seo Yeon Kim.
David Lagoa.
Marie Michaille.
Nicolas Negele.
Federico Nuccetelli.
Simona Otrisalova.
Michel Palayil.
Carla Peretti.
Philippe Pitet.
Emma Pizzati.
Matteo Ronga.
Florian Roux.
Katia Sluga.
Kela Sobani.
Philippe Veldkamp.
Ellen Whitaker.
Alexander Vollenweber.
Catherine Jezel.
Johanna Zanfir.
Ilana Zerbib.
Jinjie Zhang. And now we will be calling the students who graduate with the honor of cum laude.
Judith Bank, cum laude.
Emily Berger, cum laude.
Aaron Bushnell, cum laude.
Jonas Kaiser, cum laude.
Francesco Pestrin, cum laude.
Alzbeta Vitkova, cum laude.
And now we will be calling a student who graduated with the honor of summa cum laude.
Alexander Lloyd, summa cum laude.
Thank you very much. That was the end of the Masters in International Economic Policy. Congratulations to all the graduates. Thank you to our platform party. A short break for you. Please. And now we're going to show you a short video about a new creation at Sciences Po, the Maison des Arts et de la Création, a short video.
Suivons la parole dérivante, la parole éclairée et la parole probablement incroyablement créative des artistes. C'est une solution, une belle solution pour une société de demain.
On a besoin de faire dialoguer la recherche, l'enseignement avec la création artistique sous toutes ses formes.
On souhaite d'une certaine manière une sorte d'extension du domaine de la lutte en matière d'interdisciplinarité à travers la créativité, à travers l'expérimentation aussi.
Les artistes, évidemment, pratiquent une action qui est très différente de la nôtre en sciences humaines et sociales, mais je crois que nous partageons quelque chose, l'idée qu'on doit avoir l'audace d'expérimenter, on doit finalement prendre le risque de réussir ou de se tromper.
Le mieux qu'on peut transmettre, c'est comment soi-même on a traversé les obstacles, les bons moments, comment on a pu transformer certaines choses.
J'aimerais, à travers les différents cours, leur donner cette capacité d'aller plus loin dans l'observation des corps, d'aiguiser leur regard. Je pense que c'est quelque chose qui peut vraiment transformer le regard sur la société et l'expérience de la vie.
Nous accompagnons les étudiants pour qu'ils puissent explorer, se questionner, mais c'est également une aventure collective puisque les étudiants partagent leurs écrits, leurs idées et leurs inspirations.
Il m'a confirmé que les poètes m'aideraient à monter là-haut. Je ne vois pas bien comment, mais je leur fais confiance, ce sont des créatifs.
Je pense que tout l'intérêt, tout l'enjeu de la maison à récréation, c'est aussi de nous rapprocher d'une manière différente de voir le monde et de pouvoir un peu nous bousculer dans nos habitudes à Sciences Po et de pouvoir réfléchir différemment. Les artistes, c'est eux qui vont questionner, soulever les enjeux et nous, on est là aussi pour recevoir leurs pensées, leurs premières réflexions.
On souhaite de plus en plus aller sur les pratiques artistiques et pas simplement sur une théorie de l'art.
Sciences Po est une école des textes. Je crois que ça va devenir une école des formes.
Okay, so we're right back into action. We've got our next masters lined up on the sides. It's the Masters in International Development. So let me welcome back to the stage our Dean, Arantxa Gonzalez, the Director, Matthias Wiesera, and the academic team, Caterina Larangera and Lucy Bossard. Please come to the stage.
Ladine Akayamak.
Nawal Ali.
Marie Amoyi. Marie Amoyi.
Regina Assanillo.
Carolina Barasa Puerta.
Michel Becker.
Jean-Bertrand Ousmane Baudian.
Leonardo Bruni.
Paulina Cecerina.
Louis Cheng Marcou.
Aradana Choudouri.
Winnie Chou.
Annika Cobb.
Zenabou Niame Dafe.
Dugardin.
Nathalie Echenick.
Kautar Elfraji.
Aïssoza Eraon.
Saïd Etejari.
Karl Falvik.
Nour Fegali.
Kripa Gantiak.
Marta Goglio.
Marcella Gomez.
Julia Guimarães.
Kaya Gutormsgaard.
Anaya Hamilton.
Mohamed Ali Atimi.
Ludmila Henry.
Andrea Paola Orcasitas Martinez.
Olivia Ibanez.
Adèle Ishajou.
Don de Dieu Iradou Kunda.
Lydia Jayakumar.
Zamilia Karimova.
Anna Kickert.
Eizo Lang Ezekiel.
Pamina Lantos.
Emma Loswarn.
Dashwan Luo.
Marguerite Luton.
Madav Mal.
Zélie Marquet.
Juliette Martinez-Rossignol.
Sofia Matikova.
Victoria Molnar.
Ruth Mombella.
Giulio Nicoletti.
Usheshigame Njoku.
Beryl Okot.
Natalia Ortiz Penat.
Shamima Oshurbekova.
Mathilde Paul.
Eleonora Petenuzzo.
Louise Keo.
Mathis Rausch.
Julie Rouxel.
Aminatou Seydou.
Jeremy Slater.
Savannah Smith.
Livia Spinelli.
Reka Anna Smeta.
Maxime Thomas.
Mélissande Tirard.
Robin van der Eyck.
Elise Vrichberg.
Huapi Yang Yo.
Honorine Anoui Yunga.
Xiachen Jiang. And now we will be calling the students who graduate with the honor of cum laude.
Maria del Rosario Aguilar Quispe, cum laude.
Carl Besch Jensen, cum laude.
William Higgins, cum laude.
Mathilde Mallet, cum laude.
Ariana Melkor Bazalar, cum laude.
Nicholas Reeves, cum laude.
David Schmidt, cum laude.
Melanie Scanderi, cum laude.
Xie Yi Cho, cum laude.
And now we will be calling the students who graduate with the honor of summa cum laude. Alexa Coleman.
Anna Sophie Forst.
So congratulations to all of the graduates from the Masters in International Development. I ask Katerina and Tiziana and Lucy to please take their seats again. And I call to the stage for the Masters in Human Rights and Humanitarian Action, Anastasia Aktitina and Laurent Billet. Merci Lucy. Merci Katerina.
Nassim Abiza.
Rania Amstel Chaviz.
Hélène Ba.
Stacy Nicole Bellido.
Arthur Boucher.
Kim Boucher-Morin.
Inès Bouknili.
Marie Brett.
Marine Bureau.
Maëlys Cabiro.
Lily Kailaikai.
Noémie Cassio.
Mélie Colfuti.
Anna Cavestro.
Monica Celorio Soto.
Sania Chandra.
Anna Shen.
Camille Cochet.
Cécile Cordonnier.
Tiffany Dahl.
Léa Dehaïdj.
Founé Diawara.
Andrea Donner.
Clara Donzier.
Lila Dubreuil.
Anne-Lane Durieux.
Michel Aide.
Élodie Faïd.
Rachel Farrell.
Anaïs Fio.
Federica Francheri.
Julie Garnier.
Alfonso González Montesinos.
Itziri González Barcenas.
Samira Grotto.
Inzaf Haddad.
Alia Ahmad.
Maria R. Ens. Margaret Harris.
Sarah Eckler. Tadeo Ilarde.
Valeria Jacome.
Anya Jamwal.
Iman Karimou.
Sebla Kasenche.
Claire Kendrick.
Katia Carrison.
Sayori Kobayashi.
Anne Coste.
Anaïs Langlois.
Elsa Leduc.
William Lightheart.
Chiawei Lin.
Anaïs Logier.
Domiti Lebino.
Elena Mafioletti Aratia.
Léonie Malville.
Christina Mann.
Jeannette Marier.
Jeanne Martin.
Giovanna Martins Vial.
Romain Méliès.
Léa Meltz.
Elia Méchin.
Charlie Moldaver.
Maritza Lynn Montpoint.
Francesca Moro. Anna Müller.
Teresa Neowitz.
Iona Okak.
Victoire Oxac.
Michaela Po.
Siraba Pierrette.
Caitlin Po.
Michael Raiji. Mary Midrachix Ritzella.
Mariana Rolón Salazar.
Corey Sagerstrom.
Sylvia Claire Sargenti.
Clarissa Irene Setiawan.
Ekaterina Timleva.
Romane Trémouille.
Eva Trotta.
Mia Tucker.
Paolo Valenti.
Saskia von Weisberg.
Anaël Varvou.
Suzanne Verrier.
Maria Viglasova.
Agathe Wolf.
Pauline Zabke.
And now we will be calling students who graduate with the honor of cum laude. Kata Egiet, cum laude. Lorraine Esquilan. Kata Egied. Lorraine Esquilan, cum laude. Michel Fein, cum laude. Marina Grama, cum laude. Pauline Opt, cum laude. Janne Hoffmann, cum laude. Valentina Kobler, cum laude. Chiara Lustenberger, cum laude. Milena Milosevic, cum laude. Natalia Noriega Serrano, cum laude. Sanjana Parashar, cum laude. Allegra Ponti, cum laude. Emma Scuderi, cum laude. Sarah Teffen, cum laude. Kendall Wells, cum laude. Rachel Yates, cum laude.
And now we will be calling students who graduated with the honor of summa cum laude. Agustin Diaz Herrero. Katarina Frank. and Ilias Papadopoulos.
So please join me in one last congratulations to all of the graduates in Human Rights and Humanitarian Action. Thank you to the platform party, Matthias, Laura, and Anastasia. I'm going to keep our dean on stage because she's now going to introduce you to our guest of honor. Thank you.
Class of 2023, are you ready? So, now on to the real star of this ceremony, our guest of honor. Her remarkable journey encompasses a trail of accomplishments. Vice President of her country, Costa Rica. Assistant Secretary General of the United Nations Development Program. Ibero-American Secretary General, and much more. Among the top 50 Latin American intellectuals. A caring leader, a very discreet but effective negotiator. Right now, she's negotiating the Black Sea Grain Initiative on behalf of the UN Secretary General. Someone who strongly defends international cooperation, and frankly, a very good friend. So please join me in warmly welcoming our distinguished guest, the UN Secretary General for Trade and Development, Rebecca Greenspan.
Wow, this is an impressive room. So Rector Magnificus Arantxa González Laya, Dean of the Paris School of International Affairs, dear friend, thank you for your words. Vice Dean Mark Maloney, Matthias, esteemed faculty, honored guests, proud families, and most importantly, the brilliant graduates of the Paris School of International Affairs. Well done. Congratulations. It is an honor and a privilege to stand before you today in this magnificent city, a cornerstone of diplomacy and internationalism. As I address the class of 2023, I must say it fills me with immense pride and hope to see such a diverse and talented group of individuals poised to venture into the world. If I am not mistaken, 110 countries are represented among you. Just gazing upon the youth in you, I feel a sense of hope brewing inside me. You are about to take a step into a world that has never been as open, as fast-paced, and as complex as it is today. And that is fascinating, full of opportunities, and at the same time, extremely demanding. Because where there is complexity, there is always the temptation of simplicity, the temptation to think hard problems have easy solutions. But this is never true. As I like to say, in complex times, only complexity can save us. Class of 2023, I stand before you as the Secretary General of the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, an organization deeply committed to fostering economic development and bridging the many divides that mark our world in trade, in the digital economy, in AI and data, in international finance, in investment. But today I'm not here as a representative of an organization. I am here as a voice advocating for a world bound by the principles of internationalism. A voice which I hope many of you will echo in the times to come. Because much, dear students, will depend on it. In this era, our world is undergoing rapid and unprecedented changes, as I said before. Technological advances, geopolitical shifts, and economic realignments are some of the forces that are reshaping the landscape we once knew. While change is intrinsic to human progress, change as fast as we are living in is disconcerting. As I like to say, in times of rapid change, not everything changes at the same speed. In these bursts and lags, there is a great deal of danger, making things worse, rising polarization, geoeconomic fragmentation, and what I call the social mediatization of internationalism, or Instagram diplomacy, mean that those who need to understand this new world are often lagging behind. The world is simply changing too fast and can be, as I said, very disconcerting to many. And while change is intrinsic, we find ourselves at a crossroad where the tenets of international cooperation that laid the foundation of post-World War II order are being tested out in the open. Some view post-Cold War internationalism as an obsolete notion, a notion based on a naive understanding of economic interdependence as a guarantor of peace and democracy, a notion leading ultimately to fragile systems that crumble at the first impact of a global shock. The 2008 crisis, climate change, the COVID pandemic, and now the war in Ukraine are used correctly as examples of the failure of the system. But at the same time, many equate it to the failure of the principles, and the latter is the problem. To replace this old system, some are calling for a strategic and ultimately retreat from global engagement in the name of resilience. To de-risk the international order, we must make it smaller, more based on like-minded groups of countries and economies, with more conditionalities, for example, on aid and trade. That is the central tenet of this new thinking. But as we know, and you know, multilateralism, internationalism, is not just a political doctrine. It is the recognition of a simple truth, many times said, but not necessarily practiced, that our destinies are intertwined, that the challenges we face do not respect borders. The solutions to these challenges lie not in retreating within, but in embracing the essence of our shared humanity. I do believe that the system needs to be reformed urgently. Its governance needs to be more inclusive and reflect today's world and today's balance of power. Just think that when the Bretton Woods institutions and the Security Council of the UN were created, many of the countries you come from were not independent. Africa does not have a seat in the P5 in the Security Council. Our present system is not empowered enough to deliver on the big global agendas, such as the SDGs and the Paris targets. But to me, the source of this fragility is not that we are interdependent. The source of this fragility is not only that our interdependence is asymmetric, but that the system reproduces the asymmetries. It is asymmetric in the governance of the international financial architecture. It is asymmetric in access to funding and technology. It is asymmetric within countries and among countries. It is asymmetric among genders and geographies. That, in my view, was in fact the lesson from the COVID pandemic, a lesson paid through immense suffering. As a rule, when a shock comes, the more unequal the system, the stronger and more painful the blow, and the slower and weaker the recovery. As social scientists, we saw this happen again and again, almost everywhere one looked, with the certitude and accuracy of a universal law of physics. We saw it in labor markets, we saw it in the digital infrastructure, we saw it in the classrooms, we saw it in households, we saw it in countries by level of income. Open gaps made us fragile, closed gaps made us resilient. That is the iron law of inequality in the 21st century, and that is what our system is missing. Let me add one more point to this argument. In a deeper sense, strategic international retreat is flawed because it is ultimately impossible. Whether we stay or we retreat from the system, we will remain interdependent in climate, in trade, and in a world of nuclear weapons, in peace and security too. Those who read history will recognize that that was the lesson of the 20th century interwar period. The lesson of the failure of the League of Nations, despite all the efforts that took place here in Paris from 1919 onwards. Since the industrial age, all industrial countries live in a global society, whether we like it or not. Retreating from that fact is impossible and ultimately counterproductive. If recent historical consensus is right on this, and not all the blame of the Second World War can be put in the Versailles Treaty, which was watered down again and again during the interwar period, but much of it stems from the Great Depression, which was marked by a synchronized abandon of the international system and widespread lack of solidarity and multilateral action when the world needed most. Then retreat was the main cause of war. In the common cartoon from the 30s, we are in a sense shackled to each other in a common chain. Our freedom of maneuver is always curtailed. The only way to liberate ourselves is to work together in tandem. Humanism, dear graduates, is the key to the change, the key to recognizing why we are all in this together, the key to closing the bridges of understanding that so often confuse and antagonize us. All of us here, internationalists, multilateralists, must renew our vows to humanism every single day. The motto of humanism was written many thousands years ago. All cultures and religions in the world have their own variation of this saying. I prefer the one from Terence, the North African former slave who became a famous playwright in ancient Rome. I am human, and nothing human is foreign to me. In closing, I ask of you, class of 2023, to take that phrase with you wherever you go, to let it guide your curiosity, your sympathy, even your pain in the face of the atrocities that humankind is unfortunately capable of. I am human, and nothing human is foreign to me. I ask of you to read, to interest yourself in the sacred texts and philosophies of cultures, to read the local literature wherever you go, to value diversity in all its forms, not only diversity of background, but also of thought. I am human, and nothing human is foreign to me. I ask of you to engage in dialogue. In an age of echo chambers, take the initiative to engage in dialogue with those who hold different opinions. Because dialogue, as we often forget, means not only to talk, but to listen, and to listen with the intent of understanding. And there is a strength in that. I am human, and nothing human is foreign to me. I ask of you to remember that the best way to stand up for our values is not to retreat and stay with those who think like us. The best way to defend our values is to never cease from engaging. To disengage is to give up. And class of 2023, I ask of you finally never to give up. Never give up on humanism, on multilateralism, on internationalism, on the very prospect of a shared destiny. Chancellor, faculty, parents, students, I want to leave you with an image. The image is that of Dame Julia Mira Hess. Mira Hess is famous for organizing lunchtime concerts during the Blitz. For 6.5 years, Mira Hess played concerts in London, Monday to Friday, without fail, risking her own personal safety in the process. One particular piece became famous during these concerts. Mira Hess' piano rendition of the famous Bach choral, Jesu, Joy of Man Desiring. Hess would often end her concerts with that piece. And that for me is the enduring beauty of humanism. A Jewish pianist playing a German song in the war to give refuge to the British during Second World War. When I think back on this story, I immediately think of my own. My story also starts in the Second World War, though I was born some decades after. I am the child of Jewish refugees who came to Costa Rica after the war. My mother was born in today's Ukraine, near the border of Poland. My father in Poland. They spent most of the war fleeing from one place to another, first in Russia, then in refugee camps and Cyprus, where they met. My mother lost her parents, my grandparents, and many other family members in the Holocaust. And she not only endured, but she transcended her pain to raise me and my two sisters in Costa Rica, a country that I love from the bottom of my heart. Costa Rica gave my parents the freedom and the respect to build their lives. We were raised as three strong women, women curious of the world, women free from fear and prejudice. It was my mother who inspired me to always look outside, to give my life to the service of people from all corners and cultures of the world. I owe it to my mother and to my country, Costa Rica, for the woman that I am. I was the daughter of an immigrant family, first generation born in Costa Rica, appointed and elected to the highest post of government. It says a lot about a country, don't you think? But it could have been different. I could have been born in a country with no freedoms of rights. And my mother could have raised me differently, but she didn't. She, who saw the ugliest face of humanity, never lost her faith in humankind. She never allowed it to be foreign to her. So our choices also matter. Your choices also matter. Class of 2023, the challenges of the world can be faced and the world can be changed. I believe that because I have seen it happen. In my country, where I have seen how a poor country can become a model of sustainability. And in my life, where I have had, as a woman, much more opportunities than my mother. The road is long but possible to travel. We need to believe so we can galvanize action towards transformation. I heard today a young woman saying, if somebody has to do it, be a president, help a community, discover the next scientific breakthrough, think, why not you? Why not you? I now wish you all the luck and all the success in the world. Venture out into the world. Remain curious. Seek difference. May nothing ever be foreign to you. Thank you.
Rebecca Greenspan. Thank you so much for this rich and important message to a group of graduates who will take it very much to heart. Thank you so much. We're now in the last phase of tonight's ceremony. We're going to call back up our platform party as we prepare our graduates in the Masters in Environmental Policy. Let me call back to the stage, please, our director, Mathis Vichera, our dean, Arantxa Gonzalez, and Céline Contant and Véronique Jaffreau, who will announce the students. Great speech.
Safwan Aissaoui. Stefania Alvarez. Victoria Anelli. Attends. Antoine Arpin. Noé Baudouin. Gwendalina Bettinelli. Alice Bossard. Charlie Brocard. Marine Brunier. Diana Carillo-Rizzi. Théo Serraline. Dylan Chiasson. Thomas Comté. Camille Couron. Eva Dayan. Joséphine Després. Sijia Dou. Anna Emerson. Alice Facchini. Savannah Faircloth. Léo Gobo. Anouk Goyer. Clémentine Goujon. Colline Grimet. Mathieu Guitier. Elena Adger. Julie Hébrard. Julia Elmer. Daniel Hoyer. Julia Hiller von Gertringen. Klaske Utsma. Lisa Ishimwe Nzeyimana. Maëlle Gentil. Mathilde Joly. Julie Kapuari. Judith Coren. Quentin Lapère. Athéna Le Chélard. Chloé Le Pape. Louise Le Provost. Emma Lefebvre. Philippine Lévy. Shreya Maraté. Eileen Mengi. Maria Clara Miguel Santarosa. Dominica Nacharute. Joanna O'Flynn. Cristina Ortiz Penate. Lindsay Park. Thibaut Pérez. Marin Pitavi. Clara Fratelli. Émilie Priou. Antoine Richet. Pierre Rodinet. Eva Chembry. Dora Scribe. Yuna Selami. Yannick Simon. Yotam Théo. Eulalie Tisserand. Elsa Touzard. Damien Turlet. Anna Vanderly. Salomé Villot. Lucas Vatelet. Alan Wells. Luna Wemer. Now, we'll be calling students who graduate with the honor of cum laude.
Mélanie De Vincentis, cum laude.
Charlotte Ourdin, cum laude.
Jémilie Jaffar, cum laude.
Emma Le Cardonnel, cum laude.
Sophia Mandeli, cum laude.
Susanna Marshall, cum laude.
Anna Panizzoli, cum laude.
Sumin Park, cum laude.
Felicia Vartianen, cum laude.
Alice Zambolin, cum laude. And now we will call the students who graduate with the honor of summa cum laude. Domitia De Luca Bossa, summa cum laude.
Emma Elling, summa cum laude.
That's the end of the Masters in Environmental Policy, but students who follow effectively the same program but as part of a dual degree with Sorbonne University are going to be presented immediately. They're on the Master en Politique et Sciences de l'Environnement.
Alice Bourda.
Camille Dodini.
Kélia Islas Proni.
Lisa Jacquin.
Chloé Lecam.
Léa Le Pénuisic.
Arthur Lestrap.
Clara Persona.
Niagara Poulain.
Mona Rivet.
Naomi Rouche.
Sidonie Verdel.
Juliette Yé.
Louise Faux.
And now I'll call a late environmental policy cum laude who had escaped the list, Simone Weber.
One last round of applause for the Masters in Environmental Policy and the Master en Sciences et Politique de l'Environnement together. We're now going to present students from the Master in International Energy, and there's one change to our platform party. I invite Véronique Jaffot to take her place and Mary Zenaïd Joly to take the stage.
Oscaras Alsoskas. Giulio Altese. Ransford Agnaguier. Alexandra Bacon. Salome Bayalidze. Justina Bodlakova. David Boklink. Tristan Bromsen. Laura Garcia. Simona Georgieva. Marion Gobo. Hamza Gourdjik. Victor Karvatsky. Tom Kubiak. Charlotte Kirsten. David Martin Resillas. Orla McAlinden. Liam McCourt. Suzanne Moran. Jean-Sixte Mulsan. Élise Retailleau. Georgie Rischik. Cosima Sagmeister. Majed Sayed Hamad. Jae-Yu Yang. Herpu Chu. And now we'll call the students who graduate with the honor of cum laude. Caliph Andrews. Timo Auger, cum laude. Arthur Roger, cum laude. Now we'll call the student who has the honor to graduate with summa cum laude. Katarina Manke.
So big applause to our graduates in the Master of International Energy. And we come to our last but not least group of students, those on the Masters of Advanced Global Studies. Before we call them to the stage, we're going to have a quick change. I invite Céline and Marie-Zéline to take their place, and Tingyu and Danielle to come to the stage.
Maria Ahmad.
Stéphanie Albiro.
Guan Yu Chen.
Catalina Cuivas.
Catherine Deschamps.
Tatiana Homich.
Daniel Losada Polanco.
Antonella Pacedo.
Zainab Salem.
Terunaka Shirasaki.
Amdi Bouyassir.
Amanda Young. And now, who graduates with the honor of cum laude. Émilie Basset.
Afshin Beyraman.
Mercedes Folgarasi.
Rohit Gopaluni Venkata Sai Subramania.
And the last, who graduates with the honor of summa cum laude, Rosella Eloise Hubini, summa cum laude.
So congratulations once again to the graduates of the Masters in Advanced Global Studies. We're now at the end of the presentation of our graduates, but we still have one more speaker. So before I introduce her, maybe I'll ask the platform party if they can please take their seats. And of course, the person I'm going to ask to address you at the end of the graduation ceremony is none other than your dean, Arantxa Gonzalez.
Dear class of 2023, I can feel your excitement. I do. You've made it to the finish line. Let me first thank the families and friends that have accompanied you in this journey. Merci aux familles et aux amis ici présents. Gracias a las familias y a todos los amigos aquí presentes. A big applause for you. is a big moment for you. But let me tell you, it's also a big moment for us, for the faculty, for the PSIA team, Mark, and the entire team that have accompanied you in this long journey, that have been there in the good times and also in the bad moments, because sometimes we also had bad moments. The entire Sciences Po family that has also been with you all along, with Matthias, Sergei, Anne-Solène, Miriam, all of them also with you all the time. This ceremony has been long, and I know that I'm standing between you and a big party in one Saint Thomas. This is really terrible, but you will forgive me to only letting you go once I've given you a few pieces of advice. At the beginning of the academic year, one of you asked, if the world is broken, why should I care? I think by now the answer to this question is clear. You have completed your journey with us because you want to be leaders. You don't just want to watch events. You want to be able to shape the world. You just don't want to see wars, violence, aggressions, inequality, persecution, injustice, earthquakes happen. You want to act. This is what you have learned during your time with us at the school. For now, leaders with small l. Very soon, leaders with capital L. Now, let's just be clear. Leadership does not necessarily mean occupying the Oval Office, speaking from the lectern at the UN General Assembly, or ordering troops to march. Leadership transcends titles and positions. Leadership is about values. I've chosen 4 for you today. And it's these 4 values: compassion, coherence, commitment, courage. The 4 C's that are the bedrock of a leader's character, the moral compass. So let me start with compassion. Please be compassionate. Fight intolerance. Reject injustice. Defend human rights. There will not be a future built on aggressions, on discrimination, or grievances. We need fairness to be the bedrock of our policies and actions. Fairness in the fight against climate change. Fairness on the energy transitions. Fairness in international trade. Fairness in development opportunities. Fairness in the relations you will have with future colleagues and partners. You will soon find that leadership also comes with the need to be coherent. Coherence between what you say and what you do. Coherence between your actions at home and your actions abroad. Coherence in policy making. And let me tell you, policy making is a little bit more than posting videos on TikTok or tweeting. Incoherent leaders are inefficient. More importantly, incoherence breeds mistrust. Good leaders are committed leaders. Their main preoccupation is not to hold on to power, but rather to use power for a purpose. Our greatest challenge today is to avoid the fragmentation, a new fragmentation of the world. Fragmentation between East and West, but also between North and South. Building a new international order will require maintaining spaces for international cooperation and dialogue. Our existential threats, as we just heard from our guest of honor, Rebecca Greenspan, from climate change to nuclear proliferation, from pandemics to financial instability, will require more, not less, cooperation. Leadership requires courage. Courage is daring to succeed, but also dare to fail. It's okay. You will stumble. You will fall. You will get up. The most important thing is to learn from our mistakes and to grow. Each time you encounter an obstacle, rise again. Keep trying. And if you don't succeed at first, keep trying. It's your determination that will decide, that will define your path. You will learn that we rise higher together. Now, I know you have taken this a little bit too literally in generously sharing answers during your exams. That's okay now, you've got your degrees. As this ceremony comes to an end, I'm reassured that you are now prepared to be agents of change. The question you had at the beginning of the year has now turned into determination. It's because the world may be broken that you will care. Caring is not just a sentiment of concern or attentiveness. Care is about acting. So, class of 2023, let your voices be heard, your ideas unleashed, and let your actions become the embodiment of change. I know that Taylor Swift said, "You're on your own, kids." Guess what? You're not. You're not. You may believe in PSIA, but you are now part of the Sciences Po family. Wherever you will be, please remember to remain in touch with us. Be generous helping those that will come after you, just like those that came before you were generous with you. So, on behalf of all of us, on behalf of the faculty, of the incredible PSIA team, on behalf of the staff at Sciences Po Central Services, on behalf of the technical teams that have made this incredible event a reality, on behalf of Matthias, Sergei, Anne-Solène, Miriam, Mark, and myself, congratulations, and please fly high. Before we close, I ask you to give a big applause to the families and friends that are here with you, and to all of those who are watching online because they couldn't be here. To the families and friends, including those that are watching online, give a big applause to the graduates. They deserve it. This ceremony has come to an end. I now invite you to visit the cocktail that will be served on the 3 floors. Please take the rest of the day off. Good luck.
t'es bon, hein. Toi, t'es bon en stand-up. Hein.